What up, you guys? Mr. Money1235 here again, back for a new album review, Shiny Toy Guns 3. Now, I've been a Shiny Toy Guns fan for a very long time. I remember, starting out in high school, getting their first album, We Are Pilots, and that just blew me away. I love the style of music that these guys have going for it. Rock, pop, electronic, all mixed in this beautiful duet of female and male vocals. I love their past two releases, We Are Pilots and Season of Poison. Both of them are just perfect albums, and I have a really hard time picking which one is my favorite most of the time. Season of Poison pretty much beats it out by just a little bit though. And on this album, the band kind of expanded from their first album and made it sound a little bit bigger and a little bit more guitar heavy and a little bit more rock opera-ish with the way some of the songs kind of blended together. And on 3, we have a return to the first album, though the songs might be slightly a little less energetic. What these guys did reminds me a whole lot of what Panic! At the Disco did. Their first album, just like Shiny Toy Guns, displayed their genre and their style and what fans were going to expect from the band. Their second album, like Season of Poison, expanded on that sound, made it bigger, made it more of a rock opera type sound with some songs, like coming together. And then the third album was a return to their first album, the same type of style. Not that it really has anything to do with the review of this album, it's just something that I kind of noticed. This album is turning into one of those this year where I listen to it at first and then I don't really like it, but for some reason I can't stop listening to it, and I know that when that happens, I usually end up loving it. Seriously, every time I listen to this thing, I like it a little bit more than I did before. At first listen, I could point out exactly to you what my least favorite songs on this album were. I could point out the ones that I could easily skip. There's still 1 and 2 in there that have yet to grab a hold of me, but they probably will eventually. To start off, we have the intro, Somewhere to Hide. I think this is an awesome intro. It has a really catchy chorus, and the female vocals on that are really great. Kara is finally back. She departed from the band, and they had a new female singer for their second album. And she was really good, but Kara's voice fits this band so much better. Like, when I listen to Shiny Toy Guns, I want to hear her voice, and I'm glad that she's back. Somewhere to Hide is a great opening, and it's a great electronic heavy song. Same thing with the single Waiting Alone. This one is very creative. I love the duet between the female and the male vocals. I think that sounds amazing. I love the backing oohs and ahs of the track, and it works, and I really like the music video as well. Carrie is so average. The third song on this album, it is so just... ugh. It's so bland. I can't not get into the song. Every single time I listen to this thing, I just cannot get into this. It's easily one of my least favorite tracks on this album. We'll leave it at that. The track If I Lost You is really interesting and is one of my favorite songs on this album, by the way. They released a trailer for this song, and it was like an orchestral version, and that's what I thought was going to be on this album. But then I listened to it, and they totally changed some things around and made it a little bit more exciting. And I like it. I mean, at first I didn't, because I kind of enjoyed the orchestral thing that they had going on in that trailer. But I think this is great. I really like the lyrics. The music that backs it all up just really works, I think. I really like this song a whole lot. Track number 5, Speaking Japanese. Hands down, the best song on this album. Some people will say that's debatable, but you need to open your ears. This is the most energetic, fun, creative, awesome song. It really fits in with the older Shiny Toy Gun stuff like Le Disco or Jackie Will Save Me. Those are 2 of my favorite tracks off of We Are Pilots, and I just love this song. The guitar in it is perfect and the vocals are perfect. I really like the lyrics as well. Easily one of the best songs on this whole album. The next song, Mercy, is not one that I hate, but one that I'm having a really hard time paying attention to every time I listen to it. So, it's kind of blah, but I don't hate it. I mean, this just seems very forgettable to me. After that, we have the track Wait For Me, which is, once again, easily one of my favorite slow songs from this band. It's divided up into these certain sections of whispering, speaking parts. And then there's an acoustic guitar that comes in for a few seconds that she sings on top of, and it just... it's really emotional, and it really fits well with the emotional side of Shiny Toy Guns. I absolutely love this song. I think it's easily one of their best slow songs that they've ever done. The next track, Fading Listening, was another single that came off of this album, and at first I wasn't too impressed, but now I really, really love this song. I really love like the lo-fi music that's behind it, and I also think the vocal melody and the lyrics in this song are really cool, and it all flows really well. It's hard for me to explain, but it's a really good song. And then next we have the first song that dropped from this thing called The Sun. This song was released years and years and years and years ago. I remember actually when I downloaded this song off of their website. This was like friggin' like years ago. I can't remember exactly, maybe 2 years ago probably. I wasn't a huge fan of this song when I downloaded it, and to be honest, I'm still not a huge fan of it today. It's, once again, kind of like Carrie, it's just very bland. I don't feel anything when I listen to it. I don't feel any energy, I don't feel any sadness, I don't feel any happiness. There's no emotional connection to me with those two tracks. Then the next song, EVAY, I really like the really big, huge electronic sound that this track has, but I don't think it's as powerful and as emotional as the band thought it was going to be. It's not a bad song at all, and I can easily listen to it, and I still get parts of it stuck in my head from time to time. It's just not as powerful as a track as I think the band was trying to make it. In the last track, Take Me Back to Where I Was, I really like this song as a closing track, mostly because it's a piano ballad, and Shiny Toy Guns have never had one of these when it's just a normal-ass acoustic piano. Usually songs like this by them are covered by a synthesizer, but to hear a Shiny Toy Gun song that actually just has a fucking piano in it, I think it's awesome, and I'm really glad they did one of these, and I think it's a perfect way to end the album. So as a whole, I'm not really feeling it that strongly. But there are some things on here that stand out to me so much, and some tracks on here that I love to the extreme, that I have to own a copy of this. Songs like Somewhere to Hide and Waiting Alone, If I Lost You, Speaking Japanese, Wait for Me, Fading Listening. These songs are so good and they fit in so well with all of Shiny Toy Gun's other work that I just have to own a copy of this album, and I honestly can't stop listening to it. I feel bad for giving this a rating right now because I know that I'm probably going to warm up to some of those songs that I mentioned that I didn't like too much later on in life. But as of right now, I'm feeling a pretty solid 7 out of 10 on this thing. I guarantee you this will be an 8 or a 9 by the end of the year, probably. So while it's not perfect, I say good job, Shiny Toy Guns. I say good job. I mean, like I said, it's not perfect, but those songs that I love, I really love. Give it a listen. I wouldn't recommend this album to be one for new Shiny Toy Guns fans to start on. I would definitely recommend their first album, We Are Pilots. But check this out. It's really good. I'll see you guys later.